Hey everybody, it's Hawk here, and today, as you can see, we are going to be shooting this a few times. But before we get into me explaining everything that's sitting on this table here, I'm going to do a little bit of channel admin, because some of you are probably wondering, Hawk, where are you going? You were uploading fairly regularly. Did you just vanish again? Well, yes and no. I had recorded another video for Armaments of the Apocalypse, except my second camera didn't record correctly. And then I found out that I had lost my cord for my second camera, so I couldn't upload my stuff properly to my computer. So I can't really use my second camera right now until I find a way to get the stuff off the SD card and onto my computer. I've got a couple ways to do that, I just haven't had time to go do it. I had a bunch of stuff happen outside of the channel over time, continuing, and a wedding, and 4th of July, and all that stuff. And getting stuff for this. But don't worry, it's still there, I'm not letting that go. I've got some other videos planned, just ran out of time. As life does. But with that out of the way, we're going to go and do this. Now, I have test shot this twice already, very low loads, but nothing, just to make sure everything all functions correctly. So we're going to kind of do a very brief, and I mean brief, covering of this, okay? Because I am a black powder amateur here. This is my first black powder firearm. Yes, I am just jumping into the deep end here with the more convoluted stuff, but it's pretty straightforward. But we're going to go over all this here. So the gun itself, obviously, it is a matchlock. You know, it's pretty straightforward here, nothing overly convoluted. It's just, the trigger mechanism works like this. It's, you have to pull it down gently. The entire loading and firing process is very slow, as one would expect. Shooting stick is right here. You put this on that, because this gun is heavy. There's nothing too complicated to go with this. However, let's go into the rest of this. This is a powder measure, specifically a 30 grain powder measure. It's not full of anything right now, but this nozzle is about 30 grains. So you put your finger over it, press this, it'll set upside down until it feels full, close it, write it, and then you can pour it down the barrel for easy measuring. That's for if you want to kind of keep it moving. Now, if you don't care about that, this is a more accurate powder measure. As you can see, I just loosened it, and it goes from 10 all the way to 120 grains, which is at right now. I'm not going to shoot that much. My gun's not loaded for that. Instead, I'm going to load up 70 grains, so I'll put that at that. For this, it's nothing crazy. I was shooting it at 40. I was going very low. Now, this is, of course, where the other fun stuff gets in. This, over here, is your pan primer. Meaning, now again, there's nothing in here, because when I was done, I took it all out. You just pour a bunch of the 4F powder. I have GoX, it was what was available. I had to drive an hour to get this, by the way. It's not something most stores carry, so if you want to get into actual black powder shooting and use actual black powder, not black powder replacement, actual black powder, start calling around to gun stores. Cabela's did not carry it, Fleet Farm doesn't carry it, Shields doesn't carry it. I would imagine Dick's Sporting Goods doesn't carry it. I don't know, maybe if you're in Canada, maybe some of your sports stores actually do carry legit black powder, but a bunch of ours doesn't because, well, you need a federal explosives license to receive it. Not to have it, by the way. Like, I can legally own this without any issues. You can own up to 50 pounds, apparently, federally. Check your state. Your state might be different, but most states follow the federal law of 50 pounds available to you. However, to receive it, as in a shipment, you need a federal explosives license. So you can only imagine how annoying that is. Just as an FYI. So, I got what I got here. Got my Schutzen 2F, which goes in the gun here. Got my GoX 4F, which is for pan priming, which is used with this little thing. This little spring-loaded thing here. So you'll take it. Again, there's nothing in it. And then you'll just do this a couple of times so you get a nice little pile there. And then you'll shoot it. Now, the reason why you're using 4F and not 2F for pan priming is this is much smaller grains. They're significantly smaller, so they ignite faster. They burn quicker. It's all very nice. 2F is huge. Like, the flakes in this are ginormous. I would show you, but it would require me to waste some, and I don't have a lot. So, maybe later when I feel a little more confident about going into detail on this, we'll go over it. But the rest of the stuff up here is pretty straightforward. Our 7.35 balls, our 75 caliber gun, our cotton wads. Mine are not oiled. I'm not shooting very much today, so I'm not going to oil it. If you are going to shoot more, Barrel Butter works. I saw somebody mention Crisco. I'll be honest, the Crisco thing makes me raise an eyebrow, but it was in here, surprisingly. And this is your black powder handbook and loading manual. Found this at the gun store I bought this at, so I figured I should buy this. Now, I'm going to see if I can get to the page here. This is revolvers, so I'm almost where I want to be. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to get up here, show this off to you guys. This is what the loading data looks like. If I can get it to focus on the book. There we go. Should be focused. Okay, so as you can see here, it references the brand of powder, the caliber, rough barrel length, smooth bore, and then it'll say the charge volume you have in here. So it's rated all the way up to 120. I won't be shooting that. I'm shooting it at 40, so it's very, very slow. It's a very slow-moving ball. Now this is, of course, for a 7.15, not a 7.35, so I have a heavier ball on top of that. But it said Lube Crisco. Yeah, that's a little weird. But today we'll be using 70, so we should get about 800 feet or so with our shots. Nothing nuts, nothing overly convoluted or fancy here. Now, a note to those of you who have decided to go to Veteran Arms and purchase one of these. You might be waiting a bit if my experience anything to go off of. Not that I'm upset. They were very upfront about it, and were quite informative of what was going on and when it was going on. And I'm very thankful for them for that. The customer service was lovely. But a word of caution here. Now, I saw this rope sitting here. This is my match cord. I made this match cord with some 777 I bought, which I didn't bring with me today, because you can't shoot 777 in this gun. They specifically state do not use 777 or black powder replacements in there. I didn't read that before I bought that, so let my experience teach you something. And that's why you double check your manual. Triple check your manual even. So I figured I'd use it for making match cord, because I can't return it, so use something for it. And it does burn and work fine. The issue is, I thought this was 100% cotton cord. It is not. There is a nylon core in here. So it works, not fabulously, but it does work. Also, I had purchased I really hope that wind is not getting to you guys. I think I'm sheltered by the building for the camera, but I'm not sure. Hopefully it's not too bad. But you know me and wind noise. Anyway, so back to it. I had bought a big roll of sisal rope. If you don't know that, it kind of looks like baler twine, but it's not actually baler twine, because baler twine is usually hemp, or no, it's almost always hemp. I don't think I've ever seen baler twine that's not hemp. There probably is, probably for round bales or something, but it looks like baler twine. It's not. I made a fair few feet of it. Shit don't burn. Not even a little. Like, it doesn't ignite even slightly. Like, it just does nothing. This burns, kind of, sort of, a bit. It works okay. It just doesn't, like, as you can see, I test lit this, and you can barely see it, but it doesn't, there's nothing to look at here. It's just a charred end. I test lit this right before the camera went on, because I remembered, oh wait, I made this one the night before. I have to do the pre-burn to, burn the edge off so I don't have fraying crap everywhere. And I did that very simply. Just got a Ziploc bag, put 2 tablespoons of powder in it, 2F or 3F, and then half fill it full of water, and then just throw your match cord in there. Now, this should still be burning. This should still be smoldering. As you can tell, it's not. And that's partially the nylon and partially the fact that this is a fairly tight cord. I'm also not sure if it's 100% cotton. I thought it was. It's not. So be aware of what you're buying. Either hemp or cotton. And make sure it is completely those things. Or it's not going to burn right, and you're just going to get frustrated and annoyed. Now, it does work, but I have to baby it more, and I might have to relight it. Which means I have to have a lighter near this thing when it's loaded. I'll let you think of that. Now, I'm not going to record the loading because it's just me and there's a camera here and it's annoying, but going through the basic motions is fairly simple. I will just tell you the order. There are Iraq Veteran 888, 8, almost was an 8 there. He's got a video, and it's actually where I found out about this gun, where he goes over it and plays with it and everything. But I'll just verbally instruct you on the order of this. Now, maybe on a day where things are running a little more smoothly for me, I can go over it recording for you. But it's very simple. What you do is you start with your powder weights. Fill it up. Not out of this. You don't take this and just pour it down the barrel. Don't be stupid. Take this, put it in your measure. Okay? Preferably out of the wind, maybe off to the side. And then you dump it down the barrel. All right? So far, so good. Take your patch. Okay? Put patch on end of barrel. Take your scouring stick. I was wrong. It's not a ramrod. It is a scouring stick. And then you shove it down as far as you can get it. All the way to the bottom. Tap it a little bit if you can. Then you take your ball. Obviously, take your stick out first, but take your ball. Put the ball in. Sprue. Actually, here, you know what? I will show you what that looks like. Sprue down or up? I've heard both. I go up. So let me show you this little lead death marble. Come here. Come on, focus on my hand, please. Why are you being this way? Ah, there we go. I think I just was too close. There we go. Okay, so there you are. So you can see that. There's a flat part here. Now, this needs to point up or down. Clearly, if you are in the middle of a combat situation, you're just throwing the ball in there. But you want the ball pointing up or pointing down, because then it is consistent and not pressing against the side of the barrel, and then you don't get weird ballistics. It's a smooth bore. You're not going to have phenomenal ballistics anyway, because you're not controlling the flight. This thing shoots like a shotgun throwing slugs. Okay? That's what happens. If you've ever shot a smoothbore shotgun and you're just throwing, as we call them around here, lead pumpkins downrange, this is kind of what you get. You are reasonably accurate for 20 to 30 yards. Probably still hit stuff about 50. Anything beyond that, I would say, is a little hopelessly optimistic. But that's what you got to work with. So, I think that covers basically everything here. Other than just, you know, supreme safety, as in, don't be an idiot with this, okay? You have fire, you have powder. Always keep this barrel in a safe direction. And I mean, always, like, let's put it this way, guys. There's a door on this for a reason, okay? Keep it shut. This is your safety. Now, the upside of this is you can't accidentally pull this trigger. Like, this requires commitment. This requires effort. However, the way I walked over there was I walked over with the gun like this. Like, my hand is not on the lever. My thumb is firmly on this door, because this is a fairly loose door. And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be. But, I mean, when you get this, you go, you blow all the crap out of this thing. You make certain that there's nothing smoking in there. You give it a bit, okay? You're not in a battle situation. You're not fighting the Spanish or the, I don't know, pick a German city-state, or the Dutch, or anyone else, okay? Calm down. You're not getting into this fight. You can take your time. You're just messing around. The watermelons are slow. I know you're scared of the watermelons, and they are aggressive. But don't worry, the watermelons are very slow. That is their greatest weakness, and it's why we keep winning. So, anyway, guys, enough of me screwing around here. I'm going to go get the target set up and move the camera down by the target, because you don't need to see me shoot. This is, again, the problem of only having one camera, and I can't get the other one straightened up. But you guys can watch the target go boom. So, I'll see you guys in a bit.
One eternity later.
Alright, so I'm going to go reload, so please wait one small eternity. But as you can see, I only hit right here, and it just ripped out the back end here. So as you can see, even a glancing hit with a reasonable charge, nothing I would say truly, Chris, can do some pretty tremendous damage. I mean, look at that. So I'll load that back up and see if I can hit the rest of it.
2 hours later.
So that ripped the entire back end of this open. There's just this little 75 caliber ball hole here, and this thing just exploded. Now, fun tip here. When I was firing it, now I'm gonna leave a little bit of this in here just to get it, but it didn't go off. Like, it went whoosh, but it didn't connect through the hole and fire the round off. That is because I did not put enough powder inside of the flash pan, or powder pan, so it didn't go off. Basically, you need to make sure you got enough in there, otherwise that happens, and then you're sitting there going, oh shit, is my gun gonna explode? Now, I just realized, oh wait, I only put 2 clicks in, I didn't fill it. Fill it! Do that. It works better that way. Also, another fun point. That's the 4th shot I've ever put out of that gun. It's starting to get hard to put the ball down the barrel. Like, the bottom end's getting a little tough there. So I'll go get one more milk jug, go put it over here. I'll go load it up and we'll shoot one more time, and whatever happens, happens. Hopefully I can hit it properly this time now that I kind of know what I'm aiming for. But I'll get right back to you in another small eternity.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Alright, so as you can see by the jug being intact, I didn't hit it. And I actually had to shoot twice, which you probably heard. And the reason for that was, I'm not going to call it a hang fire, but that's sort of what happened. So I put it in there. I lit the other side of the match cord because I'm like, the other one kind of was being stupid, so I decided I'll light the other side. I haven't lit yet. So it was burning pretty nice, actually. It worked quite well. And I put it in there, pulled the side off, pulled it down, and I'm like, it's in there, but it didn't take. So I was like, oh, okay, what the hell? So I slowly let it off. I was going to let it sit for a little bit before I closed it and then blew on the match again. And then it went off. So I wasn't properly aiming at it at that point. I was kind of releasing slowly. It was still pointed safely downrange, obviously. But I wasn't aiming properly, so I hit anything in a fairly large box around this. Now the second shot went about as flawlessly as one could be expected. I just didn't hit it, which sucks. Now, I haven't said how far away I am, because I haven't measured until now. I'm about 25 yards-ish. 25 yards-ish away from where I am shooting. So, I think I'm learning here that if I want to be doing videos for you guys, I shouldn't be shooting 25 yards away. It's not an unreasonable thing to be distance to be shooting at, but I am shooting at something about roughly the size of a human head. So maybe that's asking a little bit much of a smoothbore gun. So, probably move up to closer to 10 or 15 yards in the future to have more consistent shots. But I'm not going to do another shot, not because I'm running out of powder, though the light is getting a little lower than I would prefer for this, so I don't really want to go through the whole process of loading this thing again. But my camera's getting a little full, I'm running out of stuff to delete, and on top of that, my gun's kind of dirty and the rounds are kind of getting a little stuck down there. Now, it's not crazy yet, but I would like to get the gun cleaned, get her all cleaned up again, go over everything, get me proper match cord made so I'm not dealing with that, and I can have just nice, solid, well-burning match cord. So I'll probably go do that tomorrow and probably next weekend if the weather's good. Try this again, maybe with some more interesting targets. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed. If you're in America, happy 4th of July to you. If you're not, well, have a happy Sunday. Remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below. Peace out, everybody.